Angry guy here, and most men should go on welfare. Most men should go on welfare. I know there's some of you that are going to be very pissed off hearing me say this, but it's really the truth. You know, as men, we don't need a lot to survive. We're essentially just feeding the state, keeping the state, going. The average woman, when she leaves this world, will leave a deficit on the economy. The average man will leave a surplus. What this basically means is that men put more into the economy than they take out of the economy. Women take more out of the economy than they put into the economy. There's some of you white knights that are like, I don't care. It's a man's job to provide. Taking away from the state. Living off the state. This is wrong, guys. The state is living off you. The state is living off you. I mean, you're so proud and prideful, guys. It's a pointless endeavor. It's a pointless endeavor. It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. What we're doing. We're fighting for people who are basically just extracting our wealth and resources, and they hate us. The truth is, guys, when men stop competing for women, when men say we're done and we no longer want to have relationships with women, this spells the end of society. If you look at the mouse utopia, I've talked about this before. You had a bunch of mice that were put into this enclosure, and everything was unlimited. All the resources were unlimited except for space. But eventually, when all the social roles were filled, the mice began walking away from society. You had a group called the Beautiful Ones. They completely stopped participating. They would just eat, sleep, and and clean themselves up, keep themselves clean and looking fresh and clean, and that was it. And eventually, the mouse utopia, the population that began to decline. Even Chad and Tyrone stopped reproducing, and they went extinct. And this experiment was repeated multiple times, and regardless of what was done, nothing, they could not change the outcome. To make matters interesting, they would take some of the male mice, known as the Beautiful Ones, from that setting, and it would move them over to a new setting, so a new environment where this behavior had not occurred. But the irony is that regardless of this, these mice still refused to socialize. They refused to mate. They refused to socialize. They for their entirety of their lives, they chose that they had walked away, regardless of of the environment being changed. They still wanted to have nothing to do with society or the up or procreating with the females. Guys, I've shown you this before. I've shown you the economics of living off public assistance, the economics of homelessness. I've said to you before that homelessness is a hustle. You're not going to be on the streets for 10 years and not be out there by choice. These men that are on the streets for this long period of time, they are homeless by choice. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at the numbers. Do you not see how these numbers work out? I mean, these are just like the bare minimums, like $18,000 a year in food handouts. Just so, for example, going to places like food pantries, like if you're homeless, just being on the street, people will come around and give you food. They will give you food, and you will easily get $1,500 a month in food just off the street and eating at these shelters that provide food for you. Easily $1,500 a month. Easily $1,500 a month. Or you can go to, if you're not homeless, you can go to the food pantries, get around $300 worth of food, the same food that you get everywhere else. $300 worth of food per week. Okay, that works out to $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month. And guys, that's just from one food pantry. That's just at one food pantry. From a single food pantry. Just get there early. Just get there early. That's $1,200. Now think about this. What about the people that go to multiple different food pantries? Okay, these people are collecting thousands of dollars a month in food. And I bet you, I 100% bet you that some of these people are reselling these things online. They're reselling them on Amazon, they're putting them up on eBay and making a profit off it. Like there are people right now that are essentially because they go to multiple different food pantries that hand out these things. So you have a lot of people that are getting maybe $30,000, $40,000 a year in just food, and we're not even talking about with the addition of food stamps. Okay, you don't, guys. Medicaid is lit. When you have Medicaid, the more broke you are, the better it is for you. When you do not work, you can go and get Medicaid. You can get you can get health insurance from the county. You could even go into a Rite Aid or a CVS, and they will give you health, and they have like a plan that they can give you if you do not have health insurance, and there are no deductibles or anything, and you will get all of this medication for free. For free. It is absolutely heaven. It's heaven. It's if you have to pay for health insurance in the US, it costs on average $477 a month. So you're looking at almost $6,000 a year in health insurance expenses in the US, and that's with a deductible. However, if you don't work, or you're very, very low income, you get Medicaid, and you don't have to worry about anything and pay for anything. Cell phone, internet, you can get a thing called the ACP credit. And with the ACP credit, you can put it towards a cell phone plan, or you can put it towards internet. You decide. Keep in mind that these days you can go to Metro PCS, Mint Mobile. I have both, and you can get a cheap plan, for next to nothing, for literally nothing at all. In many cases now, guys, for example, like even AT&T, they offer like cheap or damn near free phone services, internet plans for people who don't low income people. It's like 50 megabits per hour, 50 megabit connections, but hey, you're not paying for it, so you can get free internet, free phone. Don't have to pay for anything, or pay very little if you want like something a little bit better. You can even get a free laptop. Yes, you heard me right. You can get a free laptop. The government will pay for a free laptop for those of you that are interested. Me personally, I would just pick up a used Mac. Okay, I would just pick up a used Mac. Get one for like $100. But clothing, toiletries, blankets, you can get all of these things. You can literally, there are centers that will, like, just like they have the food pantries, they have the centers. These are a lot of people that live off this, guys. Like, they live off this. All right. You get like, you go down there, you'll get all the toilet paper that you need. You get everything that you need. Everything. They'll give you stacks of this stuff. All right. The average man should not be going out there and working. Average man should not be going out here and working, guys. They don't like us. They take advantage of us. They want to pay us crap money to do robotics and engineering jobs, and then they want to take away all of our money through taxation. Nah, forget about this. Forget about this, guys. You got to learn the state. I'm gonna put out the course for y'all. I'm gonna put out the blueprint for y'all, so you can learn how to live off the grid, live off the state. Stop. Unless you have these aspirations to become a millionaire and a billionaire, and this, which is kind of crazy because most men want simple lives. You don't need to do any of this, y'all. You don't need to do any of this, okay? You can basically get everything you need from the government and organizations that are handing this stuff out, okay? And you just live a very comfortable and relaxed life. You will have nothing but surplus. You will have immense amounts of surplus in your life. You will have money in the bank. You will have everything you could want. I mean, guys, you listen to me. Some of y'all will have 75-inch televisions. Right now, you can pick up a 75-inch television. I was looking on Amazon because I wanted just to show you guys this. You can go on Amazon, pick up a TCL a TCL television right now, 75 inches. They make good TVs for under $600. 75 inches, y'all. That's a 4K UMD television. 75 inches. Guys, we can live in extreme surplus. We can live in extreme surplus, extreme luxury for a man. Simple, luxurious lives with everything we could want. Just relaxing, chilling, playing video games, working out. You make your own little home gym. You can build a home gym. This one guy said that he built a home gym for $85 using Craigslist. All right. He got most of the stuff for free. A lot of people are like, yeah, I got to get rid of this stuff. Go pick it up, build your own little home gym, work out, eat well. Come on, y'all. Come on. You can listen to me. There's a lot of different ways to get housing accommodations. I'll teach you guys how to do that, how to get free housing as well, or how to set yourself up so that you'll basically be able to live very cheap. So you won't spend next to anything in housing. All right. Transportation. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about it, y'all. Bunch of different ways you can go about it. But there's also services in most of these states where you can basically qualify for free Lyft. So basically, you like, for example, there's services. There's access services, access or ride services like this, and they'll give you like 60 rides per month, up to $25 each, which works out to $1,500 a month in travel, and that's $18,000 a year. And you can use Uber and Lyft. So you can go, guys. You can travel wherever you want to, and the state will just pay for it. It's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Y'all really have no business out here working and doing any of this nonsense, guys. Especially with AI coming and so many AI advances right now. No man should be stressing himself out for the state. Something that absolutely hates a state that hates you, a state that wants to destroy you, a state that is looking for every possible way of getting rid of you. No. Bro, guys, it's time to date robots.
So what if I love a robot? It's not hurting anybody.
My God! He never took middle school hygiene. He never saw the propaganda film.
It's just lucky I keep a copy in the VCR at all times. Ordinary human dating. It's enjoyable and it serves an important purpose. But when a human dates an artificial mate, there is no purpose, only enjoyment. And that leads to tragedy.
Neato! A Marilyn Monroe bot.
Ooh, you're a real dreamboat.
Billy every teen.
Harmless fun? Let's see what happens next.
Billy, do you want to walk your dog?
No thanks, Mom. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to get a paper route and earn some extra cash?
No thanks, Dad. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to come over tonight? We can make out together.
Gee, Mavis, your house is across the street. That's an awfully long way to go for making out.
Did you notice what went wrong in that scene? Ordinarily, Billy would work hard to make money with his paper route. Then he'd use the money to buy dinner for Mavis, thus earning a slim chance to perform the reproductive act. But in a world where teens can date robots, why should he bother? Why should anyone bother? Let's take a look at Billy's planet a year later. Where are all the football stars? And where are the biochemists? They're trapped in the soft, vice-like grip of robot lips. All civilization was just an effort to impress the opposite sex. And sometimes the same sex. Now, let's skip forward 80 years into the future. Where's Billy?
Farewell.
The next day, Billy's planet was destroyed by aliens. Have you guessed the name of Billy's planet? It was Earth. Don't date robots!
Brought to you by...
So, I mean, guys, I want y'all to think about something very carefully. If we jump back a little bit, you know, Billy actually lived 80 years. So at the start of the video, Billy was around 16 or 17 years old. So Billy lived to the ripe old age of about 96, 97. Billy almost lived to be 100. Now, as you can see, Billy had a great life. After fast forward 80 years, most of the infrastructure had begun to collapse in the state. So men had stopped working, men had stopped maintaining the state. Within a year of men dating robots, they stopped stopped messing around with women. They stopped maintaining the infrastructure. They stopped taking care of the world, and everything collapsed. Like look at society. Guys, when the aliens came, it's not like there was anything special. They thought this was a junk world. They were actually just cleaning up. Like, guys, look how horrible things looked. Billy had a great life. Billy had a wonderful, wonderful life. He had his Monroe bot. His Monroe bot brought him nothing but happiness, and he lived to be much older than most men live to be. As a result, these are facts right now. They're finding that single men are living longer, and men who have never been married are living the longest. So if you don't ever get married, your life expectancy significantly increases. This is actually insane, but they're finding now that younger women are actually now living shorter lives than younger men. So millennial women are now living shorter lives. Millennial and Gen Z women are now living shorter lives than millennial and Gen Z men. So, and they found that younger women don't have, their well-being is much lower than the well-being of women 100, born even 100 years ago, roughly. The truth is that, as a man walks away from society, avoids relationships with society, chooses to focus on himself and his own happiness, his survival, his life expectancy goes up significantly, while the life expectancy for women continues to rapidly decline, despite the fact that they are more educated than ever. They're holding positions, in power. More women make up the vast majority of the medical field now. There are more women doctors in the United States and the United Kingdom now than men, and it's only expanding. Men are just leaving society, and women say they hold up half the sky. Well, they can hold up the entire thing now. And guys, like I said, look at this. The aliens came and they said the aliens destroyed the earth. This is kind of BS. Guys, it was already in shambles. Everything was already in shambles. They basically just did, so, like, they were just tearing down the trash. It's unfortunate, but it's true. This is what happens when men walk away. They live happy lives. They live happy. So men don't need much to survive. Billy was basically living in an apartment or a room, the equivalent of a room, and he was just chilling, and that's it. Guys, men should just go on welfare. Men should just go on welfare. I'm going to teach y'all how to do this. There were some of y'all who were pissed off in the comments. There was one dude on another video, who was talking about how to do this stuff too. And y'all started calling him y'all called him Welfare King, Welfare Knight. Like, y'all think that there's some kind of pride in serving the state. Listen, most men right now are just making enough money to survive and thrive individually without a wife and kids. Like, you can still make your money, but just make enough money to take care of yourself and be happy and live a good life, not to feed the state and not to feed these women expensive steaks or anything at all. They're big, strong, independent women, and they don't need no man. So they can provide for themselves. They can buy their own food. They can buy their own meals. They don't need us to do this. All right, let Chad and Tyrone take care of that. And Chad and Tyrone, they also need to take care of their kids. They need to take care of their kids. These men need to provide for their kids. They need to step up and stop relying on so-called step-up dads to do what they should be doing. But the state's going to be coming for them real soon anyway. Guys, I want to know your thoughts on this regarding everything. If you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Most men should just go on welfare. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Let's talk about it there. And let me know about your interest regarding the new course that's going to teach you how to live an easy life off the state public assistance and private organizations, so that you don't have to work. Like, let me know it, because some of y'all are saying that you're interested in this knowledge, like how to avoid having to pay these crazy taxes. Guys, you can there are ways to legally just not pay taxes, like basically understanding how the tax code works, and this way you don't have to give up your money to the state. Like, no, you just have to learn the tax code. But let me know if you want this knowledge, how to so that you don't have to work anymore. You can enjoy your life. Listen to me. You can stay. You'll have you could purchase land very, very cheap. Guys, I'm telling y'all, life is not as bad as you think it is once you start. My biggest regret in life is ever getting mixed up with women, ever dating, ever going. Like, I gained all this knowledge, but at what cost? Like, I wish that there were men who would give me this knowledge when I was that age, and would have told me these things and warned me and explained to me what the consequences are and what I would expect, instead of all these simps running wild, and telling me, and they could tell me what my future would have been like. That's real wisdom right there. There's some of y'all, that are saying, Angry, I want this knowledge from you. I want to know about your successes and I want to know about your failures, so I end up failing like you. And that's wisdom, all right? That's where wisdom comes from, all right? Saying, listen, I want to know how you failed. I want to know what happened to you. I want to know about all the horrible things that happened to you in your life and how they ended up happening, so I don't repeat them. I don't end up like that. I don't want to live your life. Guys, I don't want you to live my life. All right? I'm here telling you, please don't end up like me. Don't end up like me. I don't want you to suffer the way I have suffered in life. Stop listening to these good-for-nothing simps that are trying to glamorize this, these relationships. Oh, I've been married for 25 years. It's been 25 years of happiness. Stop listening to these men, all right? Then their wife leaves them on the 26th year, and they're crying their eyes out like they never saw it coming, and they don't know what happened, and they're like babies. And a lot of these men end up hitting Control-Alt-Delete anyway. Some of them are cowards, so they don't have the ability to do it. But others, they hit Control-Alt-Delete, and they're not here anymore. But if you don't want to end up like these bastards, then you need to wisen up. You need to wisen up and listen to Uncle Angry, because I'm here to help. Let me know what you guys think regarding everything we discussed here in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.